Ariana's on the phone today for a second date. You know, Ariana should consider herself lucky because most dudes, when they go out on a first date, are trying to score the big O. Her dude, just trying to score a Big Mac. I'm loving it. Because that's all they did. They went to McDonald's and then went for a walk in the park. And now she's not getting a call back and we have no idea why.
And you said, I mean, in all of it, nothing seemed to go wrong and you guys just clicked. I'm just hoping that this is finally a second date where there's a real reasonable explanation. Like he's been in the hospital for a couple weeks or something. I don't know.
That's not true.
You think maybe he didn't like your food choice? Maybe you ordered the wrong thing at McDonald's? That's his big test?
Ooh.
Well, I did hear they have breakfast all day now, so maybe I did mess up.
Maybe you did. Or maybe you got the filet of fish, because anytime I see somebody get that, I'm like, serial killer, for sure.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm going to dial his phone number right now and see if we can figure it out for you. Here we go.
Hello?
Hey, is this Jerry?
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Jubal from McDonald's.
Shut up. That's not true.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. What? This is Jubal?
Yes.
From the morning show?
Yes, from Brooke and Jubal in the morning, the radio show.
Okay. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, not much. How are
Thanks for
you?
listening.
I'm good. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Thank you for asking. A little hungry for no reason at all, but we can get to that later.
What's going on?
Somebody emailed us about a second date.
Okay.
Congratulations, Jerry.
Been on a date recently to the Golden Arches.
Oh, man.
Oh, you know exactly what McDonald's date we're talking about.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, Ariana is who I'm guessing you're thinking of. She's wondering why you're not calling her back after you took her on a beautiful date to McDonald's and a walk through the park.
Oh, my God.
So Jubal's actually kind of making fun, but she's had a great time.
Yeah.
I did too. I had a great time.
Oh, good.
So why
don't
aren't
call
you
her back
calling
then,
her
Jerry.
back? Yeah.
Well, I'm so embarrassed right now. Taking a girl to McDonald's is ridiculous. I get it, but believe me, I had something in the back of my mind, and I'm not like a wacko that just takes girls to McDonald's.
Hold up. You took her to McDonald's for a specific reason.
Yeah, I did.
Wait, was there actually like some sort of weird McDonald's test that you were doing?
Kind of.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, kind of.
Whoa.
Jubal was joking about that earlier. I thought he was being ludicrous.
No.
I thought I was too. What?
Listen, 5 years ago, if I would have met Ariana, she's awesome. But timing's kind of like everything, right?
So she's hot, but she's 5 years ago hot?
No.
No, it's not about that. She's beautiful. It's just, okay, so this is embarrassing, but my biological clock is ticking. I'm in my mid-30s. I'm going to be pushing 40, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's just, I guess it's women that normally feel that way, but I feel like my clock is ticking, so I wanted to go to McDonald's. So we went, but in the back of my mind, I was kind of hoping that it would also propel us into a conversation about, kids.
What? Yeah, like having kids? Like you and her possibly having kids? Like if she's open to children?
Yes.
Whoa.
I mean,
That's
she told us that you said you wanted to take things slow.
Well, that's what you say, but, I mean,
But you wanted to get her pregnant right there in the drive-thru.
Oh my God! Wait, so you think
That's what
she
it
doesn't?
sounds like.
in the back of my mind, I was like, I've been to that McDonald's before, and I always see kids, and it's all kind of fun for me. Like, I sit at McDonald's, and I'm not
Okay.
a creeper. I just...
Yeah, don't continue that sentence. We get what you're about to say, but it's going to come off very creepy. So
Watch
just
the kids.
move past that. You took her there to sit next to kids.
I'm not creepy here, but I wanted to take her to McDonald's because the kids were there, the playground, all of that, and I wanted to see if her motherly instincts would kick in.
What does that mean? Like she was
Yeah.
going to punish a child for running when he's not supposed to indoors or
Or
something?
grab somebody else's baby and just start breastfeeding it? Like what?
I don't get it either.
How does that just kick in public like that?
No, not like that at all. It's just, So we were having lunch, and there was this cute, like a brother and sister. They're playing, and the brother literally fell off the monkey bars. They had like a little jungle gym in there. He fell off 2 feet from us.
And?
It didn't faze her at all. Nothing.
Yeah,
It's not.
Jerry, kids fall all the time. I have kids, and it doesn't faze me when they fall.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I went over and I was like looking for the mom, and the mom came over, and of course she helped out, but Ariana didn't do anything. It was like we were in a Seinfeld episode. Like, oh, that's a shame.
So you're saying because
the kids weren't really hurt and they just fell down.
Not hers.
You're saying that because she didn't help some strange child when the child fell on a playground, you think that she is not going to be a good mother?
No. I didn't say that. I was just looking for the instinct. My focus is on kids. If her instinct was to focus on kids, she would have done something, but that didn't happen. So, I don't know.
I feel like that's a really unfair judgment.
Look, I know what it's like to be on a first date. I've been on plenty of first dates. So I know on the date, I'm not going to ask her if she wants to have kids right away. You just don't do that.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking maybe if I saw something subconsciously, I would get a sense. I mean, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. And I feel like women out of anyone would understand if you talked about your biological clock and those feelings.
Well, I really want to have kids now. Like, I want to have kids immediately.
When you say immediately, you're talking in the next 6 months?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Holy hell.
I don't think the timing works out on that anyway.
I don't want to be an old dad that's like 40 years old trying to, throw a football for my kid.
It just feels like you should have started this process a couple years ago or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thanks for giving us the reason, Jerry. And just to let you know, Ariana is on the other line, and we can ask her right now if she's ready to get pregnant.
God.
Ariana, are you ready to have a baby with Jerry?
I knew this. Are you kidding me?
Hi,
I really don't want to do this, you guys.
You did it.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Ariana.
Hi.
Were you listening?
I was. I'm sorry.
Oh, my God. I feel like such an idiot right now.
No, I wish you'd just talk to me. I I get it. I get the whole biological clock thing, and
You do?
I feel and I feel a little weird that you didn't see that or whatever it was that you saw in me. You didn't see that I was motherly. I did a lot. I've got younger brothers and sisters I told you about. I used to babysit. I love kids.
Yeah, but there's a difference between loving kids and wanting to have them right this second.
I want to have kids.
You do?
Yeah. I don't know, 2-3 years.
Hey.
What?
You know what? That timeline just doesn't work for me.
Jerry!
Why?
2-3 years with someone who is wonderful rather than 6 months with someone you barely know.
No, I'll be too old by then.
You won't.
Jerry,
dude.
you realize you don't actually have a biological clock? Your stuff's going to work.
Yeah.
George Clooney just had twins and he's 86 or something, right? That stuff stays fresh for a while, okay?
Good,
Your expiration date is late compared to ours.
Look, I know all of the biological stuff. I know it. But it's a physical thing for me. I don't want to feel old and have kids. I want to be youthful and vibrant and all of that stuff, and nothing can change that.
So 2-3 years is too much for you. You need
Too much.
you need someone to. Wow.
But Jerry, how are you going to establish a good foundation of a relationship to have someone to parent with?
Good question, but I think there should be a spark. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for that moment where it was oh my God, I can't wait to have kids. And that didn't happen for me. I just didn't feel that. It wasn't there. There was nothing that felt like kids now. Nothing.
Jerry, I think I already know the answer, but would you want to go out with Ariana on a second date again? We will pay for it.
I don't know. I just feel like the timing's off between us. That's too bad. But Ariana, you're really nice, and I enjoyed being with you. So if anybody, some girls around you that you know of that you could set me up with, I would entertain that.
What?
Are you just looking for a surrogate?
Wait, so you're rejecting me, but you want me to set you up with one of my friends who will have your child this year?
Well, if it's not too much to ask, I would appreciate that.
It's not a big request at all, yeah. Not too much to ask.
I'm sorry, Jerry, but I guess my timeline isn't going to work for your request.
Yeah. You think?
Well, thanks for doing the second date, Ariana. And Jerry, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, well, you got it, guys. And I know you have a lot of listeners, so if you want to put the word out for me, I'm a really nice guy.
We'll do it right now. Text in 78592. Who wants to get pregnant by Jerry? We've heard a lot of very romantic dates for your second date. But today's second date, I think, might be the most romantic night out we've ever heard.
Oh, really?
Ever.
We've heard from people who have like rented out full castles and
I know.
helicopter rides. Like, what are you talking about?
I don't think anything can compare to today's second date, and I don't even want to spoil it. Like normally, I might say what the email was about, but I'm just gonna let Ariana tell us about it. Ariana, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thanks.
You should be great because man, this guy pulled out all the stops when he took you out.
I'm dying to know her, and it
Yeah.
was the most romantic date ever.
Tell us about it. Tell us about your romantic date with what's his name, Jerry?
Yeah, Jerry took me to McDonald's.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were serious.
Oh my God, I thought so too. It could still be romantic. You never know.
No, it can't.
Did he like rent out the whole McDonald's and do a little candlelit dinner because the McDonald's fries are your favorite?
Actually, it was much quieter than that. And we met online. He just seemed super nice. I'm looking for nice right now. And like we were talking, and he just sounded like a good guy. And so he's like, "Let's take it slow. Let's do lunch." And then he suggested McDonald's, which I balked at, but I was like, sure, let's see. But it was so sweet. Like we got Happy Meals. We sat by the playland. Like we talked about like growing up, like our backgrounds. And
I'm just saying, last time I was at McDonald's Playland, I literally watched a kid puke on his shoes.
And that's some people's romance right there. Could be a beautiful thing. Did he at least put like a candle in the bun of one of your burgers? So a little candlelight?
No, nothing like that.
No.
I mean, I got a milkshake. I wanted a milkshake, and he bought me chocolate milkshake. So that was sweet.
Hey, I will
Wow.
say, though, if he can go through a McDonald's date and leave you still smitten, then there is something special about this guy.
It was super sweet, like very nostalgic, just like, really like a good kind of place to talk about growing up. And I feel like I got a good feel for like his background and his family and like who he is.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it was nice. And after we went to this park that was nearby, just walked around for a while, sat at a picnic table for like 30 minutes.
So basically, this is the most budget date ever. You're gonna go to McDonald's, hit up the dollar menu, and then go for a walk in the park.
Like I was looking for a good guy, and he said he wanted to take it slow, and that's slow. But it was really it was pleasant. It was really nice. I had a great time with him. And I don't know, I haven't heard from him.
So what was the vibe from him on the date?
We just felt really comfortable. Like, we was really, we kind of talked very easily the whole time.
You should feel comfortable. You guys went on a date like somebody who's been dating for 15 years. Like, hey, you want to just go get some McDonald's real quick?
He seemed really interested, in me. Like, he asked a lot of questions about me, too. It was definitely a two-sided conversation. And
it seems like he should be wowed by you. I mean, the stereotype is that girls want all this materialistic stuff on the dates, right? But you just really liked him for him.
Yeah, I feel that way, too.
How did things end?
So after we were at the park for about 30 minutes, he said he had to get back to work. And we just, had a big hug. He just gave him a nice hug. And then I texted him after and just, said, thanks for such a nice time. And he texted back, you're welcome, ! And then I haven't heard from him since.
Well, it does sound steamy, that's for sure. Big hug, and then you haven't heard anything, though.
No, for a week. And obviously it wasn't steamy, but it was super comfortable. It was really nice. I thought we,
Do you think, because he said he wanted to take it slow, that maybe he was coming out of a relationship and he just isn't ready to date?
I didn't get that vibe, no, but we didn't get a lot into recent relationship history. It was more further back history. But when we were talking online, it did seem like he was interested in meeting a good person too. So
any awkward moments that you can think of?
the only thing I can think of is like when we went to order our food, I had the thought of offering to pay, but then I thought, I mean, it's McDonald's, you know, I'm not putting him out.
Right.
I let him pay for me. But then I thought, well, maybe I should have offered to pay, but I don't know. I can't imagine that would ruin it.
Right. And if it did, like, that's like splitting hairs, man.
Yeah.
The total was $7.
Yeah.
Why did you not split that with me? Well, we'll see if that is actually the reason. We'll play a song, come back, and then call him and get your second date, all right?
Thanks.
Okay, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second date update is going to be different than one we've ever done before.
What's that?
The email that actually came in from the dude that wants us to do a second date update for him actually said, I kind of need a second date update. Kind of.
Sort of.
Sort of.
It's on the fence about it, 50-50.
His dilemma is awesome. Robert met a girl named Kate.
Okay.
They had a one-night stand, as sometimes people do.
Yeah, that's nothing new for a second date update.
Robert didn't want to see Kate again,
Okay.
but he's on the phone with us right now for a second date update.
To call
Why?
Kate?
He wants us to call her
Yeah.
because after they had a one-night stand, she was texting him. He stopped responding to her, blew her off, right?
Okay.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Then Robert realized something about Kate.
That he actually likes her and maybe should give her a second chance and stop being so jaded by love.
No,
Or-
Kate has his watch. And he wants to get his watch back. Isn't that right, Robert?
It's a really nice watch.
Apparently.
Now, I read your email, and it sounds like you don't really want a true second date with Kate.
I need you guys to smooth things over and make her think I'm a nice guy so I can get my watch back.
So you want us to lie to her is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, just if you could tell her I lost her number or my cell phone.
All right.
This goes against every bone in my body.
Not me, because I'm a fan of watches. And I
Yeah.
think this guy should get his watch back. Why can't you just call her and say, hey, it's Robert. I know you probably remember me. Sorry for not answering any of your texts and stuff. I'm just not interested in a relationship. But I do still want the relationship with that timepiece I had. Can I get my watch back? Why don't you just want to call her yourself?
I've heard the second date updates, and, for some reason they really warm up to you guys, and I think you guys really get through to people. So I think you could do this one.
Yeah, sometimes we do.
Was the night really that bad that you just don't want to, maybe even give it a second date option?
I don't think it's even worth it.
Whoa.
How many times did she try to get a hold of you after your one-night stand? I mean, would she be mad if you called her?
I think so. It was a couple weeks or she was trying to get in touch with me.
A couple weeks and you blew her off.
Yeah, that's
okay.
bad.
And what was the situation? Like, you guys were too drunk at the bar, you left and went home together, or?
Yeah, we just hooked up at a bar.
All right, well, I guess we'll see if we can do this for you and get your watch
This
back.
is weird.
I know. It's awesome. I mean, you do want to go out on a date with her, though. You want us to call, do the whole second date update thing, and see if she'll go out with you for the sole purpose of getting your watch back.
Yeah.
This is so conniving. And
What are you going to do if she says she threw your watch out? Because, I know as a guy, a lot of girls, and guys I guess will do it too, you'll leave something behind, a little leave behind, hoping that someone will be like, yeah, you come back over and get your bra. Whenever girls did that for me, I just throw it out. And then they'd ask me about it, I'd be like, yeah, I threw it out. And they're like, oh, $75. I'm like, yeah, I should know that. What if she threw it out?
She better not have. It was a nice watch.
Okay. All right, well, we'll play a song.
oh, I already feel guilty about this.
Why? We're just trying to get his property back.
Okay, that's
If you
fine.
think about it,
But
Kate is a thief.
I don't want to lead Kate on into thinking some dude likes her when he doesn't.
We don't necessarily have to do that. I mean, we can. Well, yeah, we'd have to do that. I guess if we want him to go out again, we have to do that. We're going to play a song, come back, call Kate, see if we can smooth things over for you, and get your watch back through a second date update. Okay?
That would be awesome.
All right. And this may spawn a new segment for us, too. Brooke and Jubal's Lost and Found.
Yeah.
Where, hey, what'd you lose? We'll call the restaurant and see if we can get it back for you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Second date updates used to be if you went out on a date, you liked the person, they didn't call you back, you email us, we'll call them and find out why. It's evolved. Now it's you went out on a date, left your stuff at somebody's house after a one-night stand and then blew them off, want your watch back, email us. We'll see if we can get your property.
That's so messed up.
Robert is on the phone with us right now. Robert is about to have us call Kate. Robert hooked up with Kate one evening, had a one-night stand, blew her off because he wasn't into her. How long was she texting you, Robert, after you guys hooked up?
For about 3 weeks.
For about 3 weeks she was texting him, and Robert did not want anything to do with her until he realized, wait a minute, she has my watch.
Oh, goodness.
Now he wants us to call her, smooth things over, see if we can get them to reconnect so that he can get his watch.
Why?
Robert, can I ask you, did you lead her along, string her along, make her lots of promises after you slept together?
I told her I would call her, but I didn't do that.
And what's so bad about Kate? Because you liked her enough to sleep with her.
Yeah, but he's a guy. Guys like women enough to sleep
I mean,
with them.
there's gotta be...
You're never like, oh my God, I shouldn't do this. I don't feel an emotional connection. It's just like, yeah.
She has boobs.
Yeah, we do this, and then tomorrow you go, oh, I don't like her too much.
Yeah, she's just one of those types of girls you just hook up with,
All right.
That's messed up.
Well, Brooke and Lydia, you guys have the type of guy that you just hook up with, too. I mean, there's,
all I'm
there are
hoping-
people that you're not interested in a relationship with, and they're only good for one thing.
I'm only hoping that maybe that's all she wanted out of the night, too.
No.
Maybe.
She wanted his watch. And
Maybe.
she has it. And we must get it back. It's a quest for the watch. All right.
Radio repo.
Here we go. We're going to call her and get your watch back, okay?
That would be awesome.
All right. Hang on.
Hello?
Hi, is this Kate?
Yes? Who's this?
This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5.
Okay.
I'm calling you because somebody emailed us about you.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. One of our listeners went out with you recently. And the weird thing is, you didn't blow him off. He actually lost your number and hasn't been able to get a hold of you. So he asked us if we could track you down. He gave us, your information. We looked you up on Facebook, and we asked around and got your phone number. And now I'm on the line with you.
Huh. What's his name?
His name is Robert. Do you remember Robert?
Yeah. I sent him, a ton of texts with no response. I don't know. And he lost my number?
Yep.
Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah, exactly, Kate.
Maybe you were dialing the wrong number. So I'm excited to be able to give you a call and say that Robert would love to see you again.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical just because, I really liked him. We had an awesome time together, and after not hearing from him for a while, I figured he just was, blowing me off.
Did he seem like that type of guy that would maybe just, sleep with you one night and then never call you again?
I didn't think he was, but we met under that normal kind of circumstance where they might just never talk to you again, and so I just after a while, I just kind of accepted it. And
yeah, no, that's not it at all.
No,
Robert,
yeah.
Robert told us all about you. He said that was a wonderful night. It was magical. You were a gentle lover.
Okay, he did not say that.
He didn't say that.
That is a little bit. I gotta put my foot down somewhere.
I added that part myself. But he told us nice things about you and said he wants to see you again. Would you be down to go out with Robert again? I know you only had the one night that you hung out.
yeah, I'd like to. I feel so stupid now because I thought I told all my friends that he was like an ass, and that.
Oh, you guys.
Now I feel like such a jerk.
Total miscommunication.
Hey, we worked it out.
But that's cool, though. At least, you know what? Why don't we then just connect you guys right now? No. Robert is on the other line. He's been listening to this whole conversation. Robert, say hi to Kate.
Hey, Kate.
Hi. So you lost my number?
Yeah. I thought I had it in my phone, but it wasn't, something went wrong.
I must have had the wrong number in my phone or something.
You mentioned that you'd sent me some texts but I didn't really get anything from you.
That's awkward.
Yeah,
I hope you didn't.
but
I hope you didn't text anything crazy there, Kate, to the wrong number.
No, it's just that I wanted to see him again, and I had a great time.
Perfect.
Oh, gosh.
Then you guys can see each other again. Kate, do you want to go out with Robert again? And Robert, would you like to go out with Kate again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I would definitely like to go out again.
Perfect. That's awesome. Congratulations. Kate, I wanted to ask you something else before I send you guys out on your second date.
Yeah.
Robert mentioned that you have something of his.
We probably don't need to.
And I
go into that.
don't just mean his heart, Kate. He left his watch at your place.
A watch?
Yeah, did you find his watch?
We could probably talk about all this on the second date. Don't really need to.
I think we should talk about it now.
Yeah, I found the watch.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gave it away. I didn't know it was yours, Robert. I'm
Really?
sorry.
You got rid of it?
I gave it to a friend.
That is awesome, Kate.
Which one of your friends did you give it to? He's just walking around with someone else's watch.
Well, my friend Shannon uses it to time her splits when she's running.
You gave it to her friend to use while running. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, is there any way you could, get it back?
I'm not going to ask for it back. I gave it to her. She uses it now. That's kind of rude.
Well, that sucks. Are you kidding me?
I'm sorry. We could go on our date and, maybe we could look for a replacement together or something.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
Oh,
Dude.
oh no!
What? Were you just calling me to get back your watch?
Of course I was.
Are you kidding me?
No.
And you guys did this too? You all were in on it, that you tried to set me up with someone who's a complete ass just because he wants to get a watch?
I know.
A cheap watch, for that matter. That is so ridiculous.
I didn't want to do it, but
Yes,
it was
you
Brooke
did.
and Lydia.
You're so
Both of them.
smart.
They were like, Jubal, we should do this because it's somebody else's property. And I was like, no, guys.
This is someone's heart and their personal life, and I really thought that maybe it was all a mistake, and I got all excited, and you guys did that to me.
I didn't do it. I was.
Who the are you to do that?
Well,
We are sorry.
We were just trying to.
legitimately sorry.
I'm not that sorry.
You
We were
should
trying
be.
to. We're trying to get his property back. That's all.
Well, he lost his property when he left it at my place, so maybe he should take better care of his own property instead of treating it like he treats women, just leaving them around and never talking to them again. And I could have gone on a date with this guy again, and my heart would have been broken all over again.
We wouldn't have let that happen, Kate. I promise that.
Well, now that my dirty laundry's aired all over the United States, I'd like to hang up now.
Hey, Kate, how about this? Can I send you guys out on a real second date so you can get to know each other?
No.
No
We will
way.
pay for it. Come on.
Send me on a spa day or something. I don't want to see that again.
I think that's fair.
Would you do a spa day with Robert? We'll pay for it.
No, Jubal.
No, Robert.
I feel
All
like
right, Kate, how about this then? Okay, how about we send you somewhere for like a spa day or something? Because I do feel bad for tricking you.
Really?
Yes.
That would be great.
Can I pay for that?
Yes. But Robert can't come.
He might just show up and be there. He might be the guy doing your toes.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
First things first, I'm the realest. Drop this and let the whole world do that.
Text in at 78592 about the second date update. It said, that was a new low for a second date update. Even for you, Jubal. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Another text in at 78592 that says, I have to know, did you really send her out on a spa day? Yes.
Of course.
We will be sending Kate out on a spa day to make up for the fact that we tricked her.
And
if you missed it, Robert wanted us to call this girl named Kate. They ended up having a one-night stand. He left his watch at her house. He didn't really want to see her again except to get his watch back. So we called, made up a story about how he lost her number because he wasn't calling her back and blah, blah, blah.
That was the worst part.
And just just tried to get her on our side so that she would give the watch back. We found out she ended up giving the watch away and definitely did not want to give it back after finding out that that was the only reason for the phone call. Lots of texts in at 78592 ripping us for doing that. But hey, we love our listeners, okay? And he emailed us, and he had a problem.
No, come on.
He had lost his watch, and I felt it was our job to try to get it back.
And also, as a girl, I've been on a date with, I've been on several dates with lots of jerks. If you told me there was a spa day at the end of it, I would do it all over again.
She got a spa day out of the deal. We're
You
sending her
guys.
somewhere nice so she can have a day of pampering.
I still feel icky about the whole thing.
Do you need a spa day too?
Maybe, yeah.
I'm not paying for yours.
Please.
I'm just paying for hers. No.
I'll only get a manicure, not a pedicure.
Brooke, you can afford your own spa day.
Only if I can go with you and get a pedicure. Because
Your feet are gross.
They
right now.
are.
I know.
And I love getting pedicures.
And
they
it
do
is
make you feel amazing.
Summertime. I mean, you got to show those toes off.
Another text in at 78592. And I think this is focusing on the most important thing about the second date update, all right? Enough of saying that we're jerks for doing it. We get that. We just felt it needed to be done, and we thought it would be funny.
The funny
and it was
part.
kind of funny.
That was the purpose of the whole thing.
But I think the real point here is a text in at 78592 that says, who takes their watch off when they're getting some anyway?
Well,
right?
Good indication that he also takes his socks off, so win for
And
her.
we've had a second date update with a guy who would not take his
Yes.
socks off, his compression socks. I take my watch off, I think.
Yeah,
That's
had
because
girls
you're-
leave watches.
You're
Even
probably,
when I'm by myself.
You're probably concerned that something will happen to the watch.
Yeah.
When you're by yourself, you're worried you're still going to lose it somehow.
Yeah. Just like that jerk is not going to give it back. I know him. Remember, if you want a second date update or you just want some of your property back, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back or the person who stole your watch. Whatever the case may be.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I'm not sure how old the dude is who's calling in for a second date update today, but judging from his email, he's just a little guy. Because it looks like his mom set him up on a play date. What? And that's where he met the girl that he wants to call today. His name is Avery. Avery, you there, big guy?
Hey, I'm not a little guy.
Okay. Are you a 6-year-old with a really mature voice, or are you older than that?
I'm 27.
Oh,
You're 27.
Yeah.
Avery, your email made it sound like your mom set you up on a play date because you said that your mom actually set this whole thing up with her mom?
Yeah, that's what happened. My mom's just a little crazy. She kind of just makes decisions for me without even asking me.
Oh, man. She sounds like a walk in the park. And do you usually go along with these ideas, or is this one of the first times that it actually worked out for you?
I've never done anything like this before, but she's my mom, so I've kind of agreed to it, yeah.
Okay. So did her mom and your mom talk, and that's how you went out with this girl?
Yeah, they know each other through some book club or something that they're actively involved in, and they kind of just try to hook us up on a date, so that's what happened.
That's kind of cute. I mean, it could work out great. Who knows you best? Your mom, right?
That's right.
So what's the girl's name, Avery?
Her name is Rebecca.
Okay. And was it a true blind date, like where you guys met at a restaurant?
Yeah, well, I kind of stalked her on social media a little bit before.
Okay. So you saw her picture and you thought, I can do this.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's good.
So I agreed to go on the date, and we met for dinner. But, it was kind of weird at first.
Okay.
Okay, and why was it weird?
Well, I mean, she's pretty and all. I mean, she's really hot, but her hair just wasn't what I thought it would be.
Her hair?
Yeah.
What do you mean it wasn't what were your expectations of her hair?
Well, like I said, I looked her up on social media, and her hair, in the picture, her hair was wavy.
Okay.
But when we met, her hair was straight.
Whoa. Girls have magic things that they can do to themselves, Avery.
No, for real, guys. It weirded me out. I mean, I was prepared for wavy, and then it was straight.
Are you screwing with us right now, Avery?
No, I'm being serious. And it's not that I have a preference for straight hair or wavy hair. I was just imagining wavy hair. So I was like, whoa, and just really caught off guard.
You're a liar.
Yeah. Wow.
That sounds like she's a wild card, dude. Are you sure you want to try to continue a relationship with her?
Yeah, I mean, well, the date ended up going really well. I might have stared at her hair just a little bit because, like I said, it's weirded out.
Yeah.
But we got to talking at dinner, and we just found out that we're both a lot alike in a lot of ways.
Yeah, except she's a liar when it comes to hair, and you're not.
What did you guys have in common, Avery?
Well, we both ordered the same meal, so that means we have the same taste in food.
Oh, man. You both like soup.
Yep. Found out that we both like reggae.
Awesome.
Okay.
That actually shocks me about you.
Yeah, I don't picture you as a big reggae guy, Avery. I don't know why.
No, I totally love it. The offbeats, the bounce, chicka, wow, like that stuff's awesome.
Okay.
I mean, it's just an awesome form of music. It's totally different.
Yeah.
Hey, I think that's cool, Avery.
Hey, I love reggae.
At the end of the night, I invited her over to my place to hang out.
And did she say yes?
Oh, yeah.
She did. Oh, so she was actually having a good time, too. I was doubting it.
Yeah, I think she was having a good time, yeah.
Okay. How did that go back at your house?
Listen to a little reggae music back there, maybe curl her hair so it looked normal?
No, just waves. Don't go all the way to curly.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We did listen to some reggae back at my place, but no, I didn't touch her hair. I left it nice and straight, even though, everything in me wanted to make it curly. I left it alone. I didn't touch her hair that much.
Good.
So wait, was this like a night back at your house, or did you guys just have a couple drinks?
We ended up hanging out, sitting on my bed, and making out a little bit, but nothing more than that.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Okay, so it sounds like she liked you back.
Yeah, I think so.
God, I bet that's not what your mom had in mind when she set you up. Make-out sessions.
I bet she didn't.
I bet not, Avery, you animal.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know why she's not calling me back. I've been trying to get in touch with her. I tried texting her a few times. I called her once, checked in with her on social media. I asked my mom to talk to her mom since they're like pals or whatever. And she didn't say anything. She had no intel for me. So I don't really know what happened. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it was something that I did.
Do you believe your mom, or do you think she's lying to you to save your feelings?
Nah, my mom wouldn't lie to me.
Okay. Was there anything weird that happened that you can think of that would have turned her off? I mean, she made out with you at your place.
I really don't know, unless she was picturing my hair being differently, too.
Maybe that's it. Well, hopefully that's the problem, and then we can get her on the phone and clear all that up for you. Avery, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, today is a big one. One of the craziest things we've ever heard happen on a first date before, ever.
Oh, no.
What?
Avery is on the phone to do a second date update. He got hooked up with a girl because their mothers know each other. His mom knows her mom, and they said that they should go out on a date. Mm-hmm. They did have a fun time, but the biggest shocker for Avery, when she showed up, her hair was different. Yeah.
I mean,
talk about a bomb being dropped. Apparently, when he saw pictures of her, her hair was wavy, but when she showed up for the date, her hair was straight. And that made Avery feel a little uncomfortable, but he says that they recovered, had a nice night, even went back to his place and made out a little bit, but now she's not calling him back. Avery, are you ready to get your second date update?
I'm ready.
Okay, and looking into the future right now, Avery, if you were to get a second date and say she cut her hair, I mean, is that something you're also mentally prepared for?
Well, it might take a little bit of time, but I really like her, and I think that's all that matters.
Wow, you're a bigger man than most, Avery.
Yeah, salute to
All
you.
right, Avery. Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
All right.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Rebecca, please?
This is she.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
I'm sorry, who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
Oh, hi. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. You have any idea why I'm calling?
I don't even know who you are.
Okay.
It's very honest.
I'll explain the whole thing. My name is Jubal, and I host the show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. That's Brooke over there.
Hi.
Hello.
And that's Jose over there.
Hey, what's up?
Hello.
You sound very
The
lovely.
reason that we're calling you today is that one of our listeners emailed us about you.
About me.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a guy that you went out on a date with. He says that you guys had a great time, but now you're not calling him back, and he's very confused. Do you have any idea who I might be talking about?
Oh, God. Avery?
Yes. Congratulations. You got it right.
Okay.
We do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. So Avery emailed us because he's confused. He thought your date was great, but now you're not responding to any of his messages.
Yeah, you're right. I am not responding to any of his messages.
Okay. I mean, from his description, it sounded like you were really into the date.
I mean, it was fun. I had a nice time, but he's probably a little too much for my taste, and I just don't think that it's a good idea to continue.
Huh.
Okay. Well, I don't know how he could be too much for your taste. Can I tell you what he told us about your date?
Sure.
So he said that you guys got set up because your moms know each other?
Uh-huh.
Right. And then he said that you met up, you had a good time, you even went back to his place and made out on his bed.
Yeah, we did.
Sounds real enjoyable when you say it like that.
Yeah. Is that what you mean too much? Like, do you not move that fast normally or something?
Well, not necessarily that. A couple of things became apparent that are kind of red flags for me, and I just felt like I was finished at that point.
He was a horrible kisser, wasn't he?
Well, he wasn't my favorite kisser that I've had, but he wasn't the worst.
No, well, that's always the review that guys want after you make out with them. You're not the worst.
Was his place like disgusting?
No, I just don't need to get him in trouble. He seems like a nice enough guy.
In trouble with what?
Just the lifestyle that he lives is a little too intense for me, and I'm.
Wait, we're talking about the same Avery, right?
Yeah.
I was shocked that he liked reggae.
That was kind of the shocker for me too. Like I also enjoy reggae, but like I wasn't necessarily expecting that, so that kind of brought my guard down, and I thought that maybe we did have a lot in common, and when we went back to his place, I was kind of into it, but that's not really enough to keep a connection alive, I guess. I don't know.
So
what happened?
What was it?
Do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Yes.
Well, we'd appreciate it, and so would he. He really wants to know.
And he's like not going to get in trouble if it's anything weird.
I don't.
Well,
with the law,
it depends on how weird it is. I mean, I'm sure the authorities could get involved if they need to. I don't know
Is there like
what you're even talking about.
Well, just basically, like, long story short, we were having a really nice date. We went back to his place. He turned on some reggae. We were making out a little bit. And then all of a sudden he stops me and he says, "Why don't we kick this party up to the next level?"
Whoa!
Wait, what?
What does that mean?
So he pulls this box from underneath his bed and he opens it, and it's just drug paraphernalia in it.
What? Like what?
I know. Well, there's some weed and some other stuff. So he offers me, he says, "Do you want to have some fun?" And I said, "No, I'm good. I'll pass." And he says, "Fine. I'm going to have all the fun myself then, I guess." And he puts a pill on his tongue and turns on a strobe light.
Shut up.
Oh my God.
And all of a sudden the date turns into this rave, and I was just, I was not on board. And he says, "Let's go crazy." And then he stands up on his bed and starts dancing and gyrating.
We're talking about the same Avery.
Yes.
Rebecca, what are you doing? How could you say that stuff on air, on the radio?
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, that's Avery. He's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Rebecca, our moms are going to hear this.
Oh, moms!
I forgot about the moms.
You've been listening the whole time.
Yes, I've been listening to everything. I didn't know that was an issue.
How could it not be an issue, Avery?
You said you liked reggae. You said you were into the culture. We were on the same page.
Oh, my God, the movement and the historical significance of it, not the drug culture.
But that comes with it.
No, it doesn't.
No. Listen, man, you started out so nice and so very different than you were back at your house. Like you were so calm, and it was even almost awkward. And then you get back home and it's just a nonstop party all the time. Like, what is that?
Well, that's the me when I'm in public. But, when I'm in my home, in my den, I mean, that's my safe space.
He invited you into a safe space.
I don't even know what to say to that, Avery. Like, this is like our first date. This is the impression.
Well, I thought you were cool with it. I thought it would be okay and be kind of fun. I didn't know he was going to tattletale on me and rat me out.
Rat me out.
I mean, Avery, you didn't even gauge how I felt about that kind of thing. You just went to town. Like, how am I supposed to?
Well, it's because I like you. I thought we had a lot in common. Hey, if you don't want to have fun with me, I get it. It is what it is. Maybe the next time I go out with somebody, they'll actually have the same hair that's in their photos.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What photos?
Your hair is totally different from what you have on Facebook.
I've literally had the same haircut for 4 years. What are you talking about?
By the pictures, your hair's wavy, but you showed up to the date and your hair was totally straight.
Are you kidding me? You showed up to the date like a clean-cut, nice dude and then took me back to your drug den and turned on a strobe light.
Good point, Rebecca.
Best point ever.
Hey, Rebecca, would you like to go out with Avery again on a second date? We will pay for it.
I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe he can use those funds to take somebody else into his den and have a great, wonderful night.
Oh my God, den sounds so creepy every time you say it.
Well, I guess I'll just have to find somebody else to party with.
No, Avery, say no to drugs, for God's sake.
Rebecca, you didn't tell my mom, did you?
No, I've never even met your mother.
You didn't tell your mom either, right?
I just told her that it wasn't a good fit.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa, man, dodged a bullet, Avery. I'm sorry you didn't get a date, but you can still live the party on.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Second Date Field.
No.
Taking the plate right now is Kevin. Kevin went out with a girl named Denise when he stepped up to the plate, and strike number one came when he got in a car accident and couldn't pick her up for the date. And if that wasn't enough, strike number two came after the restaurant didn't have Kevin's reservation down in their records. And of course, strike number three, when Kevin went in for a kiss at the end of the night and got the old N.O. He went in for a kiss and she said no. And Kevin, of course, thinks he's not getting a call back because his date went so bad.
Now, are you sure after listening to that play-by-play that you maybe shouldn't just chalk this game up to a loss and move on?
Why not take a risk?
All right. You liked her that much.
Yeah, she was fun.
That's right. Sometimes in life you strike out and then you just have to get right back up there and swing again. Am I right, Kevin?
Sounds good.
All right. Let's hope you don't get sent back down to the minor leagues. All right, you ready? Let's do it.
He's like, yes, I've been ready for a long time, but I want you all to shut up already.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it, not me.
All right, here we go, Kevin.
Hello?
Hi, I was looking for Denise.
This is she.
Hey, Denise, how are you?
Who is this?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. I've heard of it.
Sweet.
Awesome. We're taking a survey today.
Mm-hmm. Cool, we'll check that down. Any idea why I'm calling you?
No.
You recently went out with a guy named Kevin.
How would you know that?
I know that because Kevin actually emailed us and told us a little bit about your date.
What?
And then asked if we could call you to find out why you don't want to go out with him again.
Really? He wrote into you guys.
Yeah, he emailed us. It's a segment we do on our show. We do it all the time. It's called A Second Date.
There are a lot of reasons why I don't want to go out with him again.
Really? A lot of reasons?
I want to hear at least a couple.
Let's start with the beginning. He said that he thought you might not be calling him back because his car was like in the shop and you had to come pick him up.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. Like, I have a car. It was fine. I understand when people get in, like, accidents. Like, obviously, he didn't plan for that. Yeah. Hopefully, it's not, like, a thing that happens all the time, because then that's, like, a whole nother issue.
Right.
But what else did he tell you about the date?
He said that you guys had dinner, shared dessert, and then you drove him back to his place.
Yeah.
And he tried to get a kiss, and you were just like, nope.
No way.
No way.
See, and I thought that was mixed signals because you ordered dessert, which usually indicates you're having a good time and you want it to last longer.
No, I just like dessert.
Oh, okay. So you can sacrifice hanging out with a dude you're not that into for some chocolate. I get that.
All right, so he wasn't so terrible that you couldn't eat dessert with him, is what you're saying.
I could handle a couple more minutes.
Okay. So what didn't you like about him then?
It all sort of started when I picked him up. I was okay with picking him up, but when he got in the car, you know, I could just tell that he was really frazzled. And I get it. He was just in a car accident, calling his insurance. Like, I totally am a human, and I understand that, like, that's really stressful. But when he got in the car, he said he was tired, and I was like, do you want me to take you home? But he just said no, and he just asked if we drove to the restaurant in silence because he was just going to take a little micro nap.
Are you serious? He slept in the car while you drove to the restaurant?
Yeah, I was like, you know what? It's when, like, fine, turn on the radio, like, let him zone out.
Oh, my God.
Totally get that. Then he actually closed his eyes, said, like, thanks, like, we'll catch up when we get to the restaurant.
Shut up. What was going through your head when you're driving in the car with this sleeping stranger sitting next to you?
It was, like, just really bizarre.
Did he ever address it? Like apologize? Like, hey, I'm sorry that I took a nap.
No. In fact, when we got to the restaurant, I put the car in park and he just snapped right awake. And it was like, oh, here we are. And I mean, it was so weird. Like, he just was like this brand new refreshed person after this 10-minute car ride and this little nap that he took.
That's all the guy needed was a nap.
Yeah, it's back to
a little power nap, and then you're good.
Yeah, I mean, we were having such a good time. Like, really nice, easy conversation. Good. And then we ordered dessert, and right after we ordered, he said, I'm going to take a little nap again.
What?
At the table?
What?
At the table.
Is he was he joking with you at that point?
No, so I asked him if he was joking, and he said he wasn't. And before he even finished that sentence, he was curled up in a little ball in the booth in the back of the restaurant.
Oh, my God.
Like, he actually curled up in a ball in the booth?
He laid down.
Pretty much. I mean, he wasn't sucking his thumb, but he was getting very comfortable.
And he wasn't kicked out of the restaurant? I've done that a lot drunk, and they kick you out.
Yeah,
that's probably because of the drunk part, Jubal.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, not the sleeping part.
How long was he asleep for?
Like 15 minutes.
Wait,
so again, it was like they put the plate on the table and he just snapped awake and was like ready to have more conversation, and I was just very confused.
What?
So you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he just goes back into talking about whatever you guys left off on?
It was incredible. I have never heard or seen of, you know, this ability to nap anywhere, but it happened on my date, and I don't know.
I know the perfect way to figure it out, Denise.
What's that?
Why don't we just ask him? Because Kevin's actually on the other line listening to this conversation, and he wants to talk to you.
Or sleeping through the conversation. I don't...
What?
Kevin, are you there?
Hi, Denise. Yeah, I'm here.
Wake up, Kevin.
This is not happening.
No, it actually is.
Denise, I didn't think you'd have such a big problem with napping.
You can nap all you want in your room, on a couch, in front of the TV, but like on a first date, in a restaurant, in my car.
But they're just micro naps. Like, the date wouldn't have gone so well if I was tired.
What?
Right.
But I asked in the beginning. I said we don't have to do this. Like I totally like I knew you were stressed out. I could see it.
But we did go on a date. We had a great time on the date. We even had dessert, and I only had 2 naps. So,
So this is all the time. You take naps like that all the time, not when you're just stressed out about a car accident.
They work really well. I'm actually surprised more people don't do it. I don't know why everybody finds it so funny.
Kevin, are you saying that you don't find it strange that you took 2 naps on a first date?
No, it's not strange at all. You're making this out to be a bigger issue than it really is. Look, a lot of people take micro naps throughout the day. A lot of Japanese people take naps throughout the day.
I take naps. Yeah, I get that, but I don't curl up in a restaurant booth with a girl I'm trying to impress while I'm eating dinner with her.
Well, see, okay, that's what you're not getting. I couldn't impress her with such a great date without taking that nap.
You didn't impress me by taking those naps either.
Okay, look, I feel like I'm on trial here for taking a nap, okay?
Kevin, you're not on trial for taking a nap. You're not. You're on trial for taking 2 naps.
Yeah.
On your first date. It is kind of strange.
Look, I've listened to you on the radio, and you are kind of strange, so why is this my problem?
That is very true. Very true.
I'm still confused. Do you have like a sleeping disorder or something, Kevin?
Yeah.
It's not a sleeping disorder. You take naps throughout the day. It makes you more productive. Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel by taking naps, okay?
Whoa.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, but I doubt that he took naps while he was on a first date with a girl.
That's true. We don't know much about Michelangelo's dating experience.
You know, I'm sure if he did have a girl that he was dating, that he would have taken micro naps, and they would have had a great date.
I will say, Denise, I mean, despite this odd behavior, which isn't really necessarily bad towards you at all, you had a great time.
When he was awake, yeah.
Okay, Denise, what about this? What if I can promise you that Kevin stays awake and you guys go out on a second date? We will pay for it.
Are you going to come with us?
No, I don't want to be around Kevin.
Okay.
But we will pay for a second date if you'll go out with him again. Kevin, can you stay awake?
Yes, or we could take a napping date together.
Oh, there you go.
A little cuddle time.
That's an attractive offer, but I think I like to go on dates where people stay awake the whole time and we don't have to worry about someone falling asleep. So I'm okay.
I think you should take a micro nap and make that decision again.
I'm okay. I'm okay with my sleep schedule. I'm like a grown woman who stays awake. When
Are you sure,
the sun's
Denise?
out.
Denise, we could wait for like 10 minutes while you take a nap and sleep on it.
Please, would you mind? Just so everyone knows what that feels like. No, I'm good.
All right. Well, Denise, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm sorry we couldn't get you a second date.
It was worth a try.
Maybe warn people about your micronaps. Let them know what you're doing first.
Yes.
Or just learn how to stay awake for a 4-hour span. I don't know.
You know, you guys are really missing out here. These micro naps are the way of the future. If you want to be productive, if you want to, bring your ratings up, you should probably try some micro naps.
Hey, we'll try anything at this point. So, yeah, why not? You ever have one of those days where you feel like the world's just making you its personal toilet? Like
Do we need a sound effect?
it's a day after it had some bad Mexican food, and it just keeps dumping on you over and over and over again. Well, that's the kind of day that Kevin had when he decided to go out on a date with the girl that he wants to call today. Her name is Denise, I guess. Kevin, your email said that you had a terrible day when you went out with this girl.
Oh, my God, the worst.
I don't even know what happened, and I already feel empathy for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So tell us a little bit about it. What was so bad about your day?
Okay, so leading up to the date, somebody rear-ended me.
Ooh.
So I had to bring the car into the shop.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a car to bring her on the date.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
But she's got to be understanding of that. Like, you gave her a heads up, right?
Well, yeah, I had given her a heads up, but it was, last minute, like 2 hours before the date.
Oh, that sucks. All right.
So running through my head now, I'm like, I look like an idiot because I can't bring her on the date. And that's what you want to be. You want to be gentlemanlike. You want to, chivalry.
But at least it wasn't like you just didn't have a car and you forgot to tell her in 2 hours before. Like, oh, yeah, my bad. You got to drive. You were in an accident.
Yeah, and if anything, it's got to be a good read on her personality, right? Because if she's a total a-hole about it, you probably know you don't want to date her any further.
Well, yeah, that's a really good point because people also tend to judge you on the first dates.
Yeah. I mean, you're going out on a first date with somebody, that's always when they're looking at you most critically.
Absolutely.
So what else happened? I mean, was that the terrible bad thing that happened to you that day?
Well, that was pretty bad because then I had to call her and ask her to come pick me up.
Oh,
all right.
That's rough.
So it started out being, hey, I'll pick you up at 7. And then it was, I got in a car accident. Can you come pick me up at 7?
Right. And then how bad does it look if I'm opening the door of her car to, get her to say it?
Yeah.
Did you do that? Did you actually go and open her car door?
Yeah, I did it as a joke to kind of break the ice.
Oh, that's funny.
That's a good move, sir. Good move.
She thought it was funny.
That's good.
So we get to the restaurant, and then to make my day even worse, they didn't have my reservation on file.
Oh, no.
That sucks. Because now it looks like you didn't even make a reservation.
I know. So it looks even worse on my behalf because here I am trying to be really organized for this date, and she's kind of looking at me as if to say, who is this guy?
Yeah, I would start to not believe any of your story at this point. Like,
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought she was thinking. And, you kind of look at somebody's face and you see their eyes kind of drifting to the side, like, oh my God.
Okay, sure, your car's in the shop. Yeah, all right, sure, you made a reservation.
oh, look at that. What's next? You forgot your credit card and she has to pay. Imagine that.
No, I had my credit card with me, so it was fine.
Okay, good. I'm glad we at least got that worked out.
Where'd you guys end up eating? Did you go somewhere else?
Well, no, we actually got to stay at that restaurant because they had a space at the back of the restaurant right by the kitchen.
Oh, one of the good tables.
Oh, terrible.
So how was dinner once you finally got in there?
It was actually really good. Yeah, we had a great time. We had just talked the entire time. We kind of put our cell phones to the side. You know how you stack your cell phones so that the first person to answer a cell phone typically pays for the meal? That's what we were kind of joking about.
Oh, I've never played that game.
That sounds fun.
Oh, yeah, it's really efficient. It gets people off their phones really quick.
Yeah, I bet.
So wait, you were actually going to make her pay if she answered a text message before you? And
Well,
you're
I
the
was-
one that asked her out?
I was going to pay anyway, but it was just kind of incentive for us to really keep communication.
Like a fun icebreaker, sort of.
That sounds good.
Yeah. So we finished the meal, we get to dessert, and we actually had dessert, which is a great sign on a date because that means, you can just talk over dessert. You never want to eat dessert fast. You don't want to be that person.
No, it means that she wants to stay longer and actually talk to you because if she's having a horrible time, she's not going to order dessert.
Yeah, let's get the check.
Right. Exactly. So afterwards, we paid the bill, and she drives me home.
Yep, that's right. Oh, she had to drive because you didn't have your car.
Yeah.
So did you guys kiss or anything? Was she a gentlewoman and walked you to the door?
Well, here's the thing. I had joked. I was like, hey, do you want to walk me to the door? And she didn't. And
She didn't? She turned you down?
What'd she say?
She was like, no, I'm good. So I was like, okay. So I tried to wrap the night up quickly, and I leaned in for a kiss, and she was like, maybe next time.
Yeah. You should have known when she said no to the door walk that she didn't want the kiss. Like, that's why she said no.
Well, I was trying to compromise. I was like, we can stay in the car.
So you ended with no kiss and her saying, no, I'm good, to walking you to the door. Sounds like she might have not been having as good of a time as you thought she had.
I'm not going to lie. I felt like she was sending you mixed signals, ordering the dessert and then not going in for the kiss at the end.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Why do you think she's not calling you back?
Where do I begin?
I guess you're right. There was a few things. Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, and then find out if you got a second date or if you get ditched.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Hold on.
92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
A lot of times when you're out on a first date, you do something embarrassing. You embarrass yourself somehow. And then you never want to see that person again. Even if they like you, they call you, they try to get you on the phone. You're like, what happened on the date was just way too embarrassing. I remember I went on a date with this girl a long time ago, and we went out on the date, and we were there, and like there were people coming up and recognizing me from the radio, and we were leaving, and I gave like this homeless guy like $100 bill, and he cried about how it changed his life and all this stuff. And I was so embarrassed because she had just gone out with the perfect man, and I was like, there's no way I can continue this. I'm so embarrassed that she saw that stuff happen. I can't continue it. So she'd try to call me, and I just would ignore her calls. I knew it was just going to ruin everything.
And I'm sure she also looked like, a supermodel as well, but you had to turn it down.
Yeah, and that was it. I felt like I was too attractive for her. All kinds of embarrassing stuff happened on that date. Well, James, who is on the phone with us right now, has an embarrassing story from his date, too. Maybe not as embarrassing as my thing.
Whoa.
But something happened on his date that is actually very embarrassing. Not for him, for the girl that he actually went out with. Oh, no. And that's why he thinks she's not calling him back. James, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
So the problem on your date wasn't that you were too perfect like I have?
No, not this time.
Okay.
Not this time.
So tell us a little bit about the girl that you want us to call today. Her name is Lauren?
Yep.
And where did you meet Lauren?
We got set up on a blind date.
Was it, wow, was it blind, or did you Google search her, find her on Facebook?
Completely blind.
Really?
All I knew was the person knew.
That is risky.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And what did you guys decide to do when you went out?
Well, I didn't want to do anything, high pressure, high stakes, so we got in touch and we met for breakfast one day.
Okay.
And how did breakfast go? You guys enjoyed each other's company even though you hadn't seen each other or known anything about each other?
Yeah, I don't want to sound cliche or anything, but I mean, it was great. I mean, we had about an hour date and it just flew by. She was stunning. When she walked up for the first time, she was absolutely beautiful. So that, I guess that's a lot of the anxiety of a blind date was out the window.
What was her reaction to you? I mean, did you pick up on anything? Did she seem similarly, satisfied?
Yeah, I mean, we were joking around by the end of it, like we were old pals. She was laughing at my jokes, she was cutting jokes around me, and there was really no awkward lull in the conversation. Just one sort of topic led to the other, and
James,
she seemed to really.
Look, okay, the date sounds great and everything. It sounds awesome, but I want to know about the embarrassing part. That's what I want to talk about right now.
All right. So after we finished breakfast, we didn't have anything to do for a while, so I said, let's just go for a drive. Just to drive. No expectations, no nothing like that. So she said, fine, let's do it. That sounds like a great idea. So we hop in my car, and we're driving around, and we're stopping at, really nice little parks and little things here and there that just are nice to look at. And so while we're driving and we're joking around, and I start to, as playfully, nothing expected, but playfully just tickle her side, nudge her in the side, see she's ticklish. So I just tickle her here, tickle her there, just goofing around, sort of a flirty kind of thing.
Real quick, James, was she into that? Because tickling somebody on a first date, to me, sounds kind of strange.
Tickling somebody that you've dated for a year even is hard sometimes.
I mean, I know it was a little bit weird, but I mean, she was laughing. She seemed to have a good time. She never told me to stop or push me away or anything.
Okay.
Right.
And as she's laughing, as I'm having a good time, she let one fly.
And what did she do after she farted on your first date?
She turned the reddest color of red you've ever seen in your life.
Did you keep tickling her? Did you say anything? Did you try to act like you didn't notice it?
Because, I mean, it wasn't like a silent one where maybe you heard it. Like, there was no doubt that you heard it and it was from her.
Did you start laughing? I mean...
I did not know. It's like you put the mute button on the car.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
It's so hard not to sometimes, though, because farts are so funny.
I wouldn't have known how to react in that situation. I think I would have just acted like it didn't happen, but obviously it's one of those situations where, like, if you're on an elevator and you smell something, you're like, one of us did it.
Yeah.
And
nobody make eye contact.
Nobody just like will pretend. But unfortunately,
I mean, the elevator is safer because in a car with two people, it's a pretty short process of elimination.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, and unfortunately, you're stuck with her now because you're on a date. So
yeah, so I mean, you could tell she was really embarrassed. She was like slinking down in her seat. She was trying to to get as close to the door as possible. Like she was so embarrassed, and I mean, it happens. I mean, these things happen. It's what happens inside of us. And I was trying to tell her, like, it's okay. You got nothing to worry about. Everyone does it. I do it. We all read that book growing up. You know? So it's just a natural thing.
And what was her response to that?
She was like, thank you, I understand. It's just really embarrassing, and she could tell that I was trying to help her, but I felt bad for her. I really did, because she was really beating herself up about it, and she didn't really have a reason to. But I mean, I understand where she was coming from.
Now, I'm assuming your date ended shortly after that.
It did. I asked her if she wanted to keep driving or if she wanted to call it, and she said, I think, I really had a great time, but I need to get going. I got stuff to do. So we drove back to the restaurant where we had breakfast, and that's where her car was, and we sort of did that, awkward goodbye where we both kind of still have the seatbelts on, but we hugged across the steership,
so awkward.
passenger to the driver's side.
Right. Okay.
And I asked her, can I call you or can I text you? Can I see you again? And she told me she would text me or she would call me.
And you haven't heard anything from her at all?
No, not a thing.
Have you tried to get a hold of her?
Yeah, I've texted her a couple times, and I called her once, and it went right to voicemail. But otherwise, nothing.
Okay.
I can't imagine being so embarrassed about one fart that you wouldn't ever call a guy again,
girls-
especially when the guy is expressing so much interest
Yeah, but
in you
girls
still.
don't fart. Like,
Yeah.
we don't think about that.
And if she wasn't embarrassed before, now all of Seattle knows that you're there.
Very embarrassed now. All right, well, we're going to play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
All right, thanks, man.
All right, hold on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, James, I think I know how you screwed up on your first date.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was thinking about it. James wants us to call this girl named Lauren today. They went out on a breakfast date. It was all good and everything else, but the most important part of the date that we need to remember is she farted on their first date because he was tickling her, and then she was very embarrassed about that, and the date ended shortly after, and he thinks that she's not calling him back because she's embarrassed. And she probably was very embarrassed, and I think, James, the mistake that you made on your date was after she did that, after she tooted, you just try to make her feel better by consoling her and being like, oh, don't worry about it. Everybody does it. What you should have done was fart yourself.
Absolutely.
Louder than her. And then you guys could have like a little fart battle in the car, and then it would be cute. Be like, see, everybody does it, you know?
That's actually a good idea.
If I had that talent, I might have.
Okay, if you could do it on command. All right, you ready to call her and see if the reason that she isn't calling you back is because of Fartgate?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. Dial the phone right now.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Lauren, please?
This is she.
Hey, Lauren, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Where are you calling from?
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay. Why are you calling?
I'm
sorry.
calling because we do a segment on our show called the Second Date Update. It's where if you go out on a date with somebody and then aren't calling them back, and they email us to see if we can get you on the phone and ask if something went wrong.
Okay, I didn't email anyone.
I know you didn't email
I
us.
think it was okay.
Somebody emailed us about you, though.
About me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners.
Okay.
His name is James.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember going out with James?
You know what? I don't think this is a good idea for me to talk to you.
Really? Can I just tell you real quick what he said about you? Because I really would like for you guys to go out again because he liked you a lot.
Well, first of all, he shouldn't have said anything about me.
Okay. Well, he told us about your first date, and he told us about the embarrassing incident.
What do you mean?
Well, he said that during the date, he was kind of tickling you, and you're messing around, and then you passed gas.
Oh, Lauren.
He told you that?
Yes, he did.
It's okay. Don't be embarrassed.
But it's not a big deal, and that's why we're.
First of all, it's not even about being embarrassed. I cannot believe he would. So, what was the whole point of him calling you and he called you to tell you that so you could just embarrass me on the radio?
No, not at all, Lauren. He called and told us that because when we do this segment, we always talk to people about the date that they went on to figure out if there's anything awkward that happened.
Well, that's really messed up. He shouldn't have told you that because it was private.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. The only reason he told us that, though, was because he thought that's why you weren't calling back because you were embarrassed.
This is so up. He should be embarrassed. He's a complete weirdo. Like, I thought he was a psycho, and obviously he is.
Why do you think he's a psycho?
first of all, it was like weird that he was tickling me, by the way. That's like so weird.
I thought that. Okay, so you sound like you don't like him very much. Before we let you...
I mean, like, I'm sorry. If you would like to know what a weirdo he is, I'm happy to tell you, because obviously he has no problem calling a radio station and telling them something personal about me.
I would love to hear what a weirdo he is. And I'm sorry. You shouldn't be embarrassed. We're not trying to embarrass you at all.
No.
It's more just so James can know why you're not calling him back.
Well, so we went out for breakfast on our date because, like, I wanted to make sure he wasn't a weirdo. And it was actually nice. And then he wanted to know if I wanted to take a drive. It was a really nice day out. And on the drive, it was beautiful. It was, like, the perfect day. And so we just stopped at some parks. Like, we just stopped at various places. But then when we got to one, like, place, and he pulled over. And I was like, oh, I thought he was going to try to make out with me. And he told me that he had something he wanted to show me. So he got out of the car, and I got out of the car, and he walked me back to the trunk of the car.
Oh, my gosh.
That is scary already.
What was going through your mind at that moment?
I was worried that there was going to be, like, a sledgehammer, but I was hoping it would be, like, I don't know, like, maybe he was getting a jacket or something. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe he's getting a jacket.
Right.
So he opened the trunk, and he pulled out an urn. Okay, like a silver urn.
Weird.
And he said, "This is really important to me. Like, this is really special to me. This is my father."
What?
Whoa.
Like, yeah.
That's a little bit heavy for a first date.
Yeah, and I didn't even know what to think. I was just silent. Like, I didn't even ask anything. I didn't want to know anything about it at that point.
Yeah.
And then he just says, because my father really loved birds. And so whenever I drive to someplace beautiful and see bird feeders, I stop because it was his final wish that I sprinkle his ashes into the bird feeders so he can be free with the birds.
Oh wow. That is...
That's a lot.
That's kind of weird. I mean...
It's so weird.
If that's his father's last wishes, that's one thing. But to do that with you on a first date, like, hey, we're going to share this special experience and feed my dad's father's ashes to some birds, I could see how that would kind of turn you off a little bit, Lauren.
That's at least third date material. Come on.
Did you guys spread ashes together?
Yeah, because I was afraid he was going to kill me. Because I was like, how did his father die? Like, did he kill his dad? Like,
Not natural causes, bro.
Wow. All right. I can see why that turns you off then, Lauren. That's kind of strange.
Yeah. I was just, like, so relieved, honestly, when I got home and I was not dead.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Lauren.
Yeah.
He's also on the other line right now.
Are you serious?
I am. I'm sorry.
Hi, Lauren.
Oh, my God.
I'm just a little offended that, I decided to open myself up and let you in on something, personal and special to me, and then you judge me by it,
What? First of all, here's the thing. I'm really sorry to hear about your dad, but you need to understand that that's actually nuts, what you did. Like, I didn't even know your dad was dead. Like, if we've been dating for a while, fine, maybe. But not only was it our first date, it was the first time that I met you. Like, so did you know we were going to do that? Like, that's weird.
No, I had no intention, but when we were driving and I saw the birds and I said,
there's
this would
birds
be a great
everywhere.
time
You like pull over every time you see a bird?
Make good to my dad, and at the same time, see what kind of connection I have with this girl that I had a great time at breakfast with, had a great time talking to, had a great time driving with, and I thought, maybe she was kind of real. Maybe she was a little bit deeper than just a puddle, that maybe she might understand what I was doing.
Are you serious? Because I am weirded out you pulled out an urn on our first date. I'm shallow?
It's a little bit because you can't understand why I'm doing it.
It is weird that you would take me to the trunk of your car, pull out an urn of your dad's ashes on our first date, and then feed the birds with it.
I mean, I didn't get weird when, you told me about all these traditions you have with your grandma and all these other things.
Yeah, that is
different. I'll tell you what we used to make on Thanksgiving. If I told you that she was dead and I baked her ashes into a pie and ate it every Thanksgiving, then it would be the same.
Must I remind you that I overlooked the fact that you completely stunk up my car?
That is so up. Like, by the way, it's like completely weird also to tickle people on the first date. Like,
oh yeah, we forgot about the tickling thing.
Very true.
Well, it sounds like you two just had a wonderful time together, and that would mean that I need to ask Lauren if she would like to go on a second date with James. We'll pay for you to go on a second date. No? You answered before I was even done asking the question, Lauren.
No, I'm sorry. I just can't. I understand that this is very personal to him, that I cannot.
All right. Aww. James, I'm sorry, man. No second date for you.
Can't blame the guy for trying, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe just wait a little while to bust out your dad's ashes on a date, you know?
I could probably try that out.
Yeah, try that, and then also wait a little while to bust out the tickling on a date.
Yes.
She should not order the burrito.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You know that you had a successful date when at the end of the date, you drop her off and you text her and say, hey, we should totally go out again sometime. I had so much fun. And then she texts you back and says, hey, please never text me again. That's how you know that you have had yourself a successful first date.
Oh, man.
And that's apparently what happened to Dave, who is on the phone with us right now. He wants to do a second date update to a girl named Hannah. Okay. What happened, Dave?
I don't know, man. I'm really confused by what was going on.
You said your email said that at the end of your date you texted her and said, I'd love to see you again, and she texted you back and said, don't ever text me again. You don't know what went wrong on your date?
No, I really don't. I was a little nervous. That could be it, but I really don't know what happened.
How could you possibly think that doing a second date is a good idea then if she said never talk to me again?
You know, just to show her, you know, I was just nerves and I'm really a cooler person than she may think I am. I think another shot and I might get it.
Okay, so you just want to basically call up and beg her for a second date when you know she's not interested.
When you put it like that.
It doesn't sound desperate at all.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your date?
Well, I just got out of a long relationship, and a friend of a friend told me that this girl, Hannah, she just got out of a long relationship too, and I checked her out on Facebook, and she seemed pretty cool, and the date got set up, and we went out. I might have been a little shaky, a little jittery, because, you know, it's my first date after so long.
Yeah. Did you talk about how you had just gotten out of a long relationship a lot?
I might have referenced it once or twice, but I don't think it was that much.
But you didn't sit across the table from her and go, oh, you remind me so much of my ex. We used to have so much fun together.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
We laugh and joke, but that has happened on second date updates. That is a real struggle out there.
It is hard, you know, after being with someone for so long and trying to start over, but I made an active effort to just be focused on her.
How was the conversation on the date?
It was pretty good. It was light. I might have been talking a little bit of a higher register. When I get nervous, my voice kind of changes and raises. So, and I talk a little jittery. I'm a little nervous right now calling into you guys. So it's a little hard. I'm not a good public speaker, and it takes me a while.
What are you thinking? You're giving a speech to this woman?
Well, when you get to know new people, you know how hard it is to make that connection, and it takes a little bit of work and trying to figure out how to say things the right way.
But you must have done something, though, to make her angry
why would she
to
say
give
that?
you a response like that right after the date. Don't you think?
All I know is at one point I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, things were totally different.
What do you mean it was different?
Like, before I went to the bathroom, you know, we were talking, laughing, she was making jokes, and we were having a good time. But when I came back from the bathroom, she was just cold and distant.
Like a completely different person?
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like a personality change. It was like she was replaced with a robot.
Maybe she's possessed by a demon.
Oh, yeah, that should be your automatic jump to conclusion there.
She sounds like a crazy person to me.
Did you spend like an uncomfortable amount of time in the bathroom?
I don't think so. I don't like what you're implying.
You're there for 45 minutes.
Maybe things got weird. I don't know.
And, I was nervous beforehand, but when I came back and she was totally silent, I got more nervous. I got shaky. I was trying to really force the conversation, and my voice got really high. And it felt so uncomfortable.
How long after you came back from the bathroom did the date continue?
5 minutes, maybe.
Oh.
That's it?
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. Like, it was awkward for like a minute, and then she told me she had to go.
Do you know, is she over her ex? Because you said they were together a long time.
I don't know. It didn't come up much in the conversation.
I mean, like, if I was on a date and, like, my ex-boyfriend texted me, it definitely changed my mood.
Yeah, but you wouldn't say never call me again. You wouldn't.
No.
Yeah,
That's
you might
true.
be like, I'm kind of busy. We can't go out again. Not like, hey, you're an a-hole. Don't ever contact me.
I want to know why. It's just the finality of it. That's all I want. I just want to know why.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and find out why she hates you. Okay.
I hope she doesn't hate me.
We'll get your second date update right after this.
Thank you.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Dave is on the phone with us right now. We're about to call a girl named Hannah who he went out on a date with. We know that Hannah doesn't like Dave very much at all. But what we don't know is why she doesn't like him. Apparently the date was going fine. And then at some point he got up to go to the bathroom, came back, and she was very cold. The date ended shortly after that. He even texted her after the date, was like, we should totally hang out again. And she texted him back saying, don't ever text me again. You know,
That's so mean to laugh. But
Yeah.
Dave, I think I figured out why she might be mad at you.
Really?
Yeah, I think the mistake you made was you didn't invite her to the bathroom with you. That's a little trick that not a lot of guys know. Chicks dig it when you look at them across the table and go, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. You want to come with me and do stuff?
what are we going to do? Hold it for you while you go?
Sure, whatever you want to do. I said do stuff. It could be anything. So maybe she's upset because you didn't invite her to the bathroom with you.
I don't think so, dude. I don't
Okay. All right. Okay, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, fancy.
She got a nice ringtone.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Hannah, please?
This is Hannah.
Hey, Hannah, how you doing? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show.
Okay.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
I'm calling you because we recently got an email from someone who listens to our show asking if we could get you on the phone.
Okay.
His name is Dave, and you two recently went out on a date.
I don't quite understand.
It's a segment we do on our show called the Second Date Update, and that's why Dave emailed us. And Dave told us a little bit about your date and how at the end of it he texted you saying you should hang out again, and you told him you never wanted to talk to him again, essentially.
That's correct, yes.
Whoa.
Do you have a few minutes to talk to us? Because Dave really wants to know what he did wrong. Can you tell us what happened?
I kind of thought he would have figured it out by now.
Oh, really? So he should know how he screwed up?
He really should.
Okay, he told us, we talked to him about your date, and he said that everything seemed fine and that you two were hitting it off. And then he says he went to the bathroom and came back, and you seemed very cold and distant, and then the date ended shortly after that.
Yes, it did. He kept saying how nervous and shy he was, but I got a feeling after he went to the bathroom that he's not always that way.
Whoa.
What do you
What
mean?
did you was he making like weird noises in there or something? I mean,
That would have been even better, but everything was going fine. He'd excuse himself, and as I was sitting there, I got a Snapchat message from him.
Okay.
he was Snapchatting you from the bathroom.
What?
Right? That was a little odd in the first place.
Okay.
But I don't think that he meant to Snapchat me.
What do you mean by that?
I think he meant to send it to a friend or a
group of friends, and I accidentally got included.
What did he say?
Well, understand I'm sitting at a table in a restaurant, and I open this video, and as it starts playing, there he is with urinals behind him, and he says, "Hey guys, in the middle of this date, and this guy's about to bang his first in years."
No, he did not.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'm serious, and it didn't stop. He kept going.
That is cool. I mean, when we talked to him, he sounded like the most conservative, nervous dude on the planet.
Yeah, and maybe one of his faces, but he's definitely got two sides to him.
Oh, no.
What else did he say in his Snapchats?
The next one was something like, "Is she even down there? I'll report back later because this guy's getting some."
Oh, my God.
Wow. No wonder you were annoyed when he came back.
Yeah.
You should have just snapped him back, been like, "Hey, don't come back to the table. I'm leaving."
Honestly, I could not believe when I was watching the video and trying to remember that this was the sweet guy that was sitting across from the table telling me how nervous he was. And then I see this video, and I wanted to get up and run.
I can't believe you didn't unleash on him when he came back to the table.
I was so shocked. I didn't even know what to do. I looked up, and he was walking out.
Yeah.
Just stabbed him with your butter knife when he came back.
Exactly where I would have gone with it. I've never used Snapchat before. Is it that obvious to make that big of a mistake and not realize you're sending it to someone?
Actually, it is because there's a lot of recents, so you can accidentally click on the last person that you.
I wonder if that's what he did.
Yeah, so who knows how many people he sent that to.
So you think it was just like him bragging to his friends about something that he thought was going to happen?
I have no idea what would possess anybody to send something like that.
I don't think he has any idea that he sent that Snapchat to you.
There's no way.
Maybe he needs to learn how to use Snapchat better.
Maybe.
Seriously.
I'd love to find out if he knows that he sent that Snapchat to you.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't ever really want to talk to him again.
Oh, that's too bad because, Hannah, he's actually on the other line listening right now.
Seriously?
If he hasn't hung up yet.
Yeah.
Dave, are you there?
Oh, my
Dave, you're an idiot.
Seriously, you're out on a nice date and you decide to go to the bathroom and call your date a and send out stuff like that to your friends? Honestly.
I wasn't being serious. I'm so sorry.
But you weren't being serious. Well, what did your friends think? What happened? Oh, yeah, I'm going to go out with this guy again, and I'm going to meet your friends who got this video? I don't think so. Come on.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that.
I'm sure you didn't, but you did. You did do it.
Yeah, it's a tough place to come back from when you call your date a and then talk about it if you're going to discover if her nether regions are shaved or not, you know?
There's something he will never find out.
Yeah.
It was just me messaging my friends. It was just boys being boys. I really didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, boys being boys, but you obviously sent it to more than just your boys because I got it.
Yeah, were you sending it to your whole contact list, Dave?
No, I didn't mean to. I meant to just send it to a few friends.
Do you always call your dates a when you're talking to your buddies? I mean,
God,
I think that's the real problem here.
No, God, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I was only joking. I haven't been out on a date in 6 years.
I wonder why.
I really don't. I don't think you're a. It doesn't matter if you're or not. If you are, that's great. Oh my God.
I really don't care what you meant or didn't mean. The fact that you said this out, there's nothing you can do to change that. You know.
Hannah, I promise if you gave me one chance, I can prove that I'm not that guy. I really am not that guy.
You are that guy.
I'm really not.
No, I think, Dave, you are that guy because you did it.
Unfortunately.
But I would still love to ask Hannah if she will go out with Dave on a second date. Hannah, we will pay for it.
It's not going to happen, Dave. Not now, not ever. This isn't sexy. I'm over it.
Oh, but please, just one more chance.
Stop. Just stop.
Oh, my gosh. Seriously.
All right. Well, Hannah, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you staying on with us and telling us what happened.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Also, I would like to answer his question, though, Hannah.
And which question is that?
The thing.
So disgusting.
Oh, my gosh. You and Dave should get along just fine.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Just got a text message in at 78592. It says, my friend accidentally Snapchatted his junk to his whole contact list.
Shut up.
When he meant to send it to his girlfriend.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. How much would you pay to accidentally get one of those sent to you?
It'd be amazing if all of a sudden I opened up a friend's Snapchat and it was that. They would never hear the end of it. Why did they text that in? Well, because in case you missed the second date update, Dave wanted us to call this girl named Hannah because she wasn't calling him back after their date. Actually, she was pretty blunt that she never wanted to see him again. Dave went to the bathroom during their date, sent a Snapchat to his friends saying like, oh, I'm totally going to nail her right after, things like that. Yeah. And he accidentally sent it to Hannah, who was sitting at the table, got the text that or the Snapchat that he had sent from the bathroom and decided that she didn't want to go out with him again.
Yeah, because he was like an undercover douchebag. Like he was playing nice guy the whole time. And then in reality, you're that guy.
No. I think he is a nice guy and he was excited just trying to show off to his friends and it made him look like a bad guy.
Yeah, it says one guy who always refers to his dates as sleuts.
Yeah, but they know they're sleuts, Brooke.
The only thing that we did learn is make sure you check your Snapchats or text messages a couple of times before you send it.
Yeah.
Only send that type of stuff to the people you want to send it to and not the person that you're out on a date with because it won't end well for you.
No.
All right, remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Bread and butter wines pair with the life moments you love, offering a rich and jammy Cabernet Sauvignon, a silky smooth Pinot Noir, and a buttery Chardonnay. Bread and butter wines are delicious. Find bread and butter wines in your favorite store.
Moving 92.5. Second date update.
Over the years, we've had people with all sorts of interesting professions call in for a second date update.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we've had a few former pro athletes, a movie stuntman.
Oh, yeah.
And one time, we got a junior level auditor at an accounting firm. I mean, that was interesting to me.
Was it? You like big numbers?
Well, most because my parents do all my taxes, so I don't know anything about that stuff. It's fascinating.
Wow.
But today's phone call is pretty special because we have someone on the line who says they have one of our jobs, and that's a professional stand-up comedian, just like Jose Bolaños.
Cool, do I know? Well, there's a lot of us out there.
I don't know if you know.
Out-joke each other?
Oh my God, it's Kevin Hart?
No. His name is Harold, so please welcome to the stage, Harold.
Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Hey, see how natural he is?
Okay, is that a fake accent? Is that part of your shtick, Harold?
Fake. Ain't nothing fake about me, dear, but my fingernails I got on.
Okay.
Okay.
Is he
all
lit
right.
yet? Can we let him?
No, I like this guy.
Oh, no.
All right,
Harold.
this guy's going to take my job.
Okay. Thanks for being with us, man. So, before we get into your date, first tell us about the girl that you met. What's her name?
Oh, her name was Ashley.
Ashley, okay.
How'd you meet her?
I met her through this dating app, but, that's a whole nother chick caboodle.
Yeah.
You never know how boring you are until you start filling out that darn thing, I tell you.
Seriously.
I feel like this is a setup. The whole thing, I feel for his next joke. I mean, but I agree with you.
I'm telling you, though, but you know what? As I was filling it out, I kid you not, I realized, hey, wait a minute. There's millions, I'm talking billions of people out here who's not dating me. What the heck is their problem?
Yeah. I feel you, man.
Like,
I feel that way all the time. I'm like, how come I only have 2,000 people dating me? Where are my millions?
Exactly.
So did she hit you up? Is she the one that reached out to you on the profile?
Oh, yeah, I filled it out. I mean, I just want to meet somebody nice and get into a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
A serious relationship to me is like freaking a marathon. It's all stupid.
Oh, huh?
Okay.
I thought you wanted to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying I wouldn't mind being in one, but for the most part, you got to go through all this foolishness.
Okay.
Can we just focus maybe a little bit?
I'm really enjoying your perspective on life, Harold. But can we get to your date with Ashley?
Yeah, but I just figured you want to know how I came about doing all of this. That's all.
Well, okay, we get the idea. You met her online. So
You could have said that.
what exactly did you do with her?
I mean, we went out to go eat to this restaurant.
Harold, how was the conversation between you and Ashley? Because if it's like this one, I may know why she's not calling you back.
It was a 10-hour date.
I tell you, I'm going to make her smile and laugh throughout this whole evening.
Okay.
Are you saying that you ran a comedy bit on her?
Well, not really a comedy bit. I just told her a few things that I believed in. Like, for instance, I told her, I said, you know what, Ashley? She said, what, Harold? I said, you know, you're like a jellyfish.
A jellyfish?
Yeah, a jellyfish. And I said, your body's rudimentary, and I'm scared to get near it.
What?
That was a good one.
That was what they call a Haroldism.
Okay.
So you're scared to get close to her body? This is where... Did she laugh?
She chuckled after all get out. And then I followed it up with, I said, you know what, Ashley? She said, oh, what, Harold? I said, you know, relationships are the darndest thing. They're 90% of trying to figure out where we're going to go eat at.
So I'm good on the heraldism over here.
I do appreciate, though, you reenacting Ashley answering your questions, because I really feel like I'm there. Can we get back just to the date again? How do you think your chemistry was? Did you feel a connection there?
I did. I mean, I was getting ready to walk her up to her door after we concluded a nice little dinner and walk around the lake, but I was telling her what I thought about doing. I'm sort of glad I didn't. And she was like, well, what's that? I told her, I said, I was going to wear a parachute tonight to our date.
A parachute?
Hold on, just play along.
Okay.
Why are you wearing a
Can
parachute?
you just hear me out?
Oh, I'm trying.
I don't know why I was going to wear it, but I figured it was going to start up a conversation.
Wait a minute. You didn't have a punchline?
There's no joke. Harold, you asked her. Wait, hold on.
Where's the
Threw her for a curveball on that one.
Improv.
You told her you were gonna wear a parachute, and when she asked why, you didn't have an answer.
Right. I showed it to her in my trunk. I said, if I got here and I didn't feel my mojo and I didn't feel like myself, I was going to strap on this here parachute and walk in this here restaurant.
Wait, there was actually a parachute there?
Oh,
Yeah,
That's what he said. He said he had an
in his
actual
trunk.
parachute in the back of his
I
trunk.
follow along, bro.
I thought it was a figurative parachute.
No, he has a parachute in
You
the
never
trunk.
know when a good parachute joke is going to come up, so you're going to need the
No,
props
but
ready.
think about it. Somebody was going to have to ask me. She was going to have to say, now, Harold,
okay.
why are you wearing this here parachute?
Okay. But she didn't say that.
Well, I didn't wear
Oh.
it, but I'm telling you, I felt good about myself and I had my mojo.
Okay.
It was an emergency.
Right.
Well, I feel like I've gotten a pretty good idea. It sounds like you guys had a lot of chemistry.
I think we know.
So-
Is that what you got out of this?
Sounds
Jeffrey,
like
that's
it.
what you got out of
So
this?
maybe let's fast forward to the end of the date.
Yeah.
How did the night
not there
end
yet?
with you and Ashley?
I thought he was walking her to the door.
Well,
with the
I'd like to get
parachute.
to the very finish. What's the last thing that happened?
Was there a kiss? Was there a hug?
I tell you what now, and I'll be very forthright with you.
Okay. Please, as forthright as you can. We
For the
don't have a
first
lot of
time.
When I went there, I went in for that there little kiss, and I was ready to embrace this. You know, like how they show on television, just a long, drawn-out thing.
Yeah, romantic.
While you were wearing a parachute.
No,
But
Brooke,
it
don't
was
bring it up.
mighty short.
Okay.
My God, it nothing happened. I mean, heck. But I tell you, I mean, I said, thank you, ma'am. And I walked about 4 feet, and I turned around, and I said, you know, if you want, you can call me CB.
What?
CB.
CB? I said, yes, it stands for coffee bean. And then she says, coffee bean? And I walked another 2 steps to my car, and I turned around, and I did a thrust. I said, yes, because I grind so fine. And
There we go. This was all right.
I told her, just like Maxwell House, I'm good to the last drop.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No drop.
Well,
Oh, God.
Harold,
Man.
that sounds like a pretty great time. So,
Wow. One of you.
Jeffrey.
in your mind, when you look back on the date,
Yeah.
Don't ask. I don't think we should ask her
Is
questions.
there- no,
Listen,
oh, you don't think I should ask if there's any moment that
Hit the
could have gone
song.
wrong? Okay.
Please,
Well,
we'll be back.
All right.
We'll be back.
Okay, let's play a song
Thank you.
and
need
we'll
a
come
break.
back and then we'll try and get
Oh
you
my
your
God.
second date update. All right,
We'll
CB?
try.
Good, because I got a whole plethora of assortment to tell you guys about.
All right. We're going to take a short intermission. We'll be back with more of Harold right after this. If you're just joining us for the second date update, we've been talking with one of our listeners named Harold about his first date with a woman named Ashley. Now, Harold is a stand-up comedian, and he went into a lot of detail about their night. But here are the main points that I took away.
Okay.
They went to a restaurant. He drove her home.
Yes.
He pulled a parachute out from the trunk of his car, and he even got a short peck at her doorstep, even though he was kind of hoping for a longer, sloppier kiss.
You were missing the very end.
He said swap and spit.
What's the very
He
end?
wanted to grind on
The CB, the coffee bean.
Oh, well, he has a nickname. He likes to go by CB, which is short for coffee bean, because he grinds so fine.
Yeah.
He's
That
like Max
I feel like is a really important last ending shot of his date.
One thing was abundantly clear to me, though, and that's that he had a really nice time with Ashley, and he's bummed that she's not calling him back.
That is true.
Now, Harold, about ready to make your phone call here. How you feeling?
I'm just so appreciative of you guys doing this here for me. I mean, I went jogging the other day, and man, I saw this couple holding hands, and I just started thinking about this little filly, and I'm like, oh man, this makes me hopeful that one day I can find the right person that will hate that couple just as bad as me.
I was like, oh, this is sweet.
That is.
Well, I'm just hoping it's going to be Ashley. That's what I was thinking.
You can roast people together.
I hope that for you too, Harold.
Yeah.
Harold, we didn't hear. I mean, have you reached out to Ashley and she hasn't called you back?
I sent her a couple of texts, and I even called, but I got nothing.
Okay. So you reached out to her a lot, is what it sounds like.
Okay.
Not answering your texts.
Well, maybe we'll have better luck here, because I'm ready to dial her number, and we're going to try and get you your second date update. You ready to do this, ma'am?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Hey,
Okay.
Remember, I feel like I have to say this. Wait until it's your turn to talk.
Yeah.
Jeffrey will handle it from the beginning.
I'll call you in when I think you should talk to her, okay?
I tell you guys, that might be a little tough to do because, hell, I got a lot of heroisms I need to get rid of.
Okay.
No, we're trying to get you another date, Harold,
Yeah.
so just dampen the Haroldisms just for a
Hold
couple
on
minutes.
for a little bit, okay?
Less is more.
Let me try and get some answers from her, all right?
All righty.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to dial her number right now.
Hello?
Hi, I'm looking for Ashley.
Who is this?
Hi, Ashley. My name's Jeff from the radio show Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning.
Who did you say this was? I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're a morning radio show.
Okay.
We're called Brooke and Jeffrey in the Morning. And we're reaching out to you today because we heard that you love comedy.
I'm sorry. What is this about, though? I'm confused.
Well, we're a comedy radio show, and we have a friend of our show who also does comedy.
That's not. That's your friend.
No.
Wait, she knows.
Is this about that guy Harold?
Oh, girl.
It might be.
Oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you.
No, hold on.
I'm sorry. I am fascinated to hear your side of the night.
Yeah.
He told us about your date.
And what we're doing here, it's called a second date update. We're trying to help Harold understand what went wrong during your first date.
Because believe it or not, he doesn't know.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing that he doesn't.
Yeah.
So we need your help.
Yeah, because we all understand that Harold is a one-of-a-kind type of character.
Well said.
Yeah, he sure is.
You know, so is there something about him or about the date that was a problem for you?
Or a few things?
Well, to be honest, some parts of it was fun. Because he's a comedian and so his jokes were even a little bit fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But some of them didn't even have a punchline, Like I just looked at him.
Yeah.
He just talks a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Yeah, of course you do. I mean, did he ever take a second to ask you questions?
No, that's the thing. And that's the thing that made me kind of go this is not going to work because for me, the number one thing I need is a phenomenal listener.
Well, I mean, sometimes people talk a lot when they're really nervous because they're out with someone that they like.
Yeah, but that's okay. 70% of the time, okay, I get it. Get a glass of water.
Yeah.
Take a second.
I understand how you're feeling, that maybe you don't know if there's a bond there, but I don't know if Harold would necessarily agree with you on everything.
he probably would make a joke about it, to be honest.
Well,
Or try to. I mean, there may not be a punchline, but he'd try.
He sounds like a sweetheart in his own way.
Does he?
How long can you last with that? A day? A week?
No, I wouldn't even give it 5 minutes. So
Well, maybe just give it 5 more minutes because I need to let you know that Harold is on the other line listening and he does want to talk to you right now.
Oh my God. Are you serious right now?
He has not spoken one word this entire time. Harold, are you there?
It's been hard, I must say. But I just want to clarify something real quick. Now, Ashley, I hope you know when I talked about putting one arm around you, getting my other arm, putting it around you and squeezing you tight and just tackling you, I'll be honest, I was talking about relationships, then my mind went to football and I just went all haywire.
There it is, distraction.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's what happens when you're in love. Like, things don't make sense anymore. Things start running together.
Can I ask, Ashley, was there any jokes that made you laugh of Harold's?
And you said one about a pasta. I'm trying to forget. I don't even want to think about that, to be honest.
I don't think we heard that one.
I can't discuss that one on the radio, so
it's a live joke.
Oh, it's a live one? Okay.
But I tell you, I mean, I would love to spend some more time with you so we can go over a few that was funny.
No. Harold, you're missing the point, dude. Are you not listening to her?
I'm going to make the next date all about her. That's what I'm trying to tell you now.
How, Harold? How are you going to make it all about her?
I'm going to just sit back, relax, put my feet up, have my guitar, and just tick along while she's talking away.
Wait, guitar?
That's not...
Play a guitar?
That's nice. Give her a little background track for her to talk over.
I wouldn't be able to hear the answers if you play the guitar, Harold.
Yeah.
I mean, because you put me on the spot that I talk so much, I'm not saying a thing. I'm just going to listen to you.
No, that's not what she wants either.
That's exactly what she wants. She wants a man who is a very, very deep listener.
You're not listening if you're playing guitar at the same time,
You can do both. You can play guitar and listen.
What?
Harold sounds like a very multi-talented person.
You darn tootin'.
Tell him, Ashley. Tell him exactly what you want right now.
Like, just listen to what I say. Ask me questions about me. Don't make me feel like you're testing out your jokes.
Okay. Yeah. Do you want to give it a try right now, Harold? Why don't you ask her a question about her that has nothing to do with you?
All right.
Let's practice.
Right. Yeah. Do you like whipped cream?
What?
Don't laugh.
Do
It's
you?
a good question.
Ashley?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, do you like the little whips?
What?
Whips? Like a leather whip now?
I'm just trying to find out about her, guys.
Yeah, okay. He's trying to find out about what types of foods you like.
And whips.
Ask her
Like
questions.
real whips.
Ask her real questions, like about what she likes, what motivates her in life, what her
now
passions
you guys
are.
are so picky. It's like, now there's to be specific questions.
Okay. Let me ask you this most important question of them all.
All right.
Do you like Cinemax After Dark or HBO Plus?
Okay.
I like HBO Plus.
Okay. Now we getting somewhere.
We're not going anywhere, Harold.
So,
are we getting to the end? That's what we need to get to.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm
I'm
feeling some synergy here, guys.
I am too, Harold. And you know what? That's why I would love to ask Ashley, would you like to go out on one more date with Harold? We will pay for it. Dinner's going to be free, and so are the jokes.
Yeah. It's free comedy.
The dinner sounds great, but to be honest, I don't think I can stand the headache of not being listened to. That's really a big thing for me.
Yeah, that's not shocking.
Oh.
You want me to leave the guitar home?
Oh my goodness.
Or I could put it in the trunk in case you change your mind on the date.
With the parachute.
With the parachute, yeah.
and the guitar together.
Oh.
Will you bring your ears
I
today?
most certainly will. I have no problem with that. I just need to spend some more time with you.
That's really sweet, Ashley.
Dude, don't.
I mean, your jokes were funny. Some of them.
What?
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. You know, if you just eat a peanut butter sandwich, it's all good. But there is nothing like peanut butter, jelly, and banana. And Ashley, you're that banana.
Oh.
And you're the peanut butter and the jelly?
Where's the bread?
I don't think more romantic words have ever been said.
Wait, are you actually changing your mind on this, Ashley? Are you actually turning?
I don't know. I mean, he is kind of cute.
Oh my
God, this is working.
I mean, boys and girls, do you hear that? He said it. There's some synergy up in this here air.
Oh, I feel the synergy too. Okay.
Oh, my
All right. Ashley, we're sending you out one more time. Even if you change your mind, you're going out on one more date with Harold.
Okay.
Oh my God, you have to update us on this because I need to know how the second night went.
Harold, are you feeling happy right now?
I'm a little speechless. I can't even talk.
Oh,
that's exact. Keep with that. Stick with that.
Go with that feel.
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.